What's your fake it till you make it story? When I was 20, I was working the night shift as a janitor at tech company in Chicago. Midnight to 6 a.m., emptying trash cans and mopping floors while everyone else was asleep. Nobody ever saw me except the security guard who'd nod when I swiped my card. I was invisible, which was perfect, because I had zero confidence and a high school diploma that wasn't getting me anywhere. But here's the thing, while I was cleaning those offices, I was watching, really watching. I'd see all these developers with their fancy monitors showing code, project managers with their colorful charts, designers with their sleek mock-ups. I started staying late after my shift, sitting in empty conference rooms with my crappy laptop, watching YouTube tutorials on JavaScript and UI design until the morning crew showed up. One night in March, I'm cleaning the main conference room when I spot this bright yellow sticky note stuck under a keyboard. Login details. Some project manager named Kevin must have forgotten it. Instead of throwing it away like I should have, I memorized it. That night, I logged into their internal portal just to see what it looked like. Holy shit. I could see everything. Their project workflows, client briefs, design systems, even their salary ranges. I wasn't stealing anything or messing with stuff. I was just learning. I spent weeks studying how they talked about projects, what tools they used, how they organized everything. Then I started building fake versions of their dashboards and apps on my laptop just for practice. I'd recreate their client presentations, design better versions of their landing pages, fix bugs I noticed in their code. It became like a game. In June, I overheard two employees talking about how they were hiring interns for some pilot UX program, college students only. I looked it up later. They wanted people with design portfolios and at least some college credits. I had neither, so I did something crazy. I created a fake identity. Ethan Roberts, graphic design student at community college. I made a whole fake email address with a .edu extension I found on some template site. I polished up all those mock projects I'd been making and submitted them as my portfolio. 2 weeks later, they called for an interview. I showed up the next morning in a suit I bought from Goodwill, nervous as hell. The crazy part? Nobody recognized me. I'd been cleaning their offices for 8 months, but to them, I was just another college kid. The interview went amazing because I knew their systems better than most of their actual employees. I got the internship. For 3 months, I lived this double life. During the day, I was Ethan Roberts, the promising intern who everyone loved working with. At night, I was Connor, the invisible janitor mopping the same floors where I'd presented to clients hours earlier. I had to be so careful, using different bathrooms, different entrances, even changing how I walked and talked. The hardest part was when my supervisor as Ethan would complain about how lazy the night janitors were. I'd just nod and agree while dying inside. Then in September, they assigned me a real client project, a complete website redesign for this law firm. I had 2 weeks. I worked on it every single night after my janitorial shift, running on energy drinks and pure panic. When I presented it, the CEO was there. She loved it so much, she asked the whole team to stay after so she could show it to other departments. She kept saying things like, "This is exactly the fresh perspective we needed," and "Ethan, this is graduate level work." That's when I knew I was screwed. They were going to want to hire me full time, which meant background checks, references, transcripts, all the stuff I didn't have. 2 days later, my supervisor pulled me aside. "Ethan, we need to talk." My heart stopped. But instead of firing me, he offered me a permanent position as junior UX designer, starting immediately. I couldn't keep lying, so I told him everything, right there in his office. How I was actually Connor the janitor, how I'd been teaching myself, how I created the fake identity because I didn't think anyone would give me a chance otherwise. He just stared at me for like a full minute. Then he started laughing. Not mean laughing, but this amazed, impressed kind of laughing. He called in the CEO and the other team leads, and I had to explain the whole thing again. Instead of calling security, they offered me the job anyway. The CEO said if someone with no formal training could fake his way into being their best intern, then he'd earned his place there. 3 years later, I'm their vice president of UX strategy. I make more money than I ever dreamed of.